Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the M53 M55, the Tier 9 American SPG. This one's located on the south spawn of El Halluf and is under the command of Wazwulf. Now we're featuring 3 replays with this Arty, and so you'll get to see it from different perspective in each battle. Game on. This one has got the M55, which is the 203mm howitzer, and we know that because the barrel doesn't extend over the front of the vehicle. This Arty was designed from the M47 pattern tank, which is basically been reversed, so the engine is now at the front rather than at the rear, and the artillery piece, well, that's put where the front of the tank would have been, and the turret. It's a 203mm howitzer, and you can see that straight away you've seen an EBR-90, and up near the slopes of the valley we've seen an ISU-152K, one of the premium tank destroyers, and that shell landed just behind him for 277. The rounds will do 1050 alpha, penetrating 52mm of armour, and have got a burst radius of 11 meters. Now the reload time is quite long, 40.27 seconds is the book time, but you can see Wazwulf has managed to get it down to 34.09. It's probably using a rammer, a good crew, and that would certainly help. He could also use premium consumables. That would definitely speed up the reload a bit more, possibly get it to as much as or as little as 30 seconds or thereabouts. Instead he's got 2 repair kits and also a first aid kit, which is kind of an odd combination for an Arty, because you don't really want to get seen or hit at all, and if you do get hit then it's normally fatal in the process. Well, he's got a number of targets to aim at, but he's dialing in on the Scorpion. Rounds out. Oh, he hit that one. He definitely hit that Scorpion, and given that that tank destroyer has very thin armour, he probably penetrated the guy and did a huge amount of damage. But as he was unspotted, he didn't see how much was actually done. Now he's got perfect targets here. He's got many enemy tanks grouping together, and if he lands a round in there, even a premium round in there, he would hit a lot of them at the same time. He's about to fire. Rounds out straight away. Oh, fantastic shot there. He really smacked that Centurion for 490 hit points. He also did 152 to the Progetto 66 and 46 hit points to T44 as well. So he's amassed just under a K of damage already. But of course that's not including the damage done to the Scorpion G. He's almost about to launch another one into there. These guys are going to get really upset when they get hit again by Arty. Rounds out. Another direct hit. And this time round he takes out the Scorpion. And he did a huge amount of damage to the Centurion as well as the AMX-5100. He took damage of 491. Centurion took damage of 248. And Centurion 5-1, well, he gave up his last 54 hit points, so he's not a happy bunny. He's back in the garage saying, yeah, that's not fair. That's life with the M55. Lining up the shots, going for the AMX-5100. Direct hit! Just under 500 hit points, 499, a really good shot. The AMX-5100 is all but dead now. He's only got 45 hit points left, but unfortunately the enemy is pushing through, and they just killed our Type 59 and our Super Pershing as well. Okay, these guys are sitting on that corner. Not a good move, because Wazwulf's going to put a round into them if he can get a shot to all of them at the same time. Oh, yes! He takes out the T-44 with a penetrating shot of 909 hit points. All he had left. He's gone down. Mind you, we did lose one of our teammates, the Lurther. And, well, we're keeping pace with the enemy on kills, but They do have a nice position there, the Centurion and the T10, but now they're going to face a Renegade, an M103 and a 50 TP all together, as well as Wazwulf's round coming in behind them. And there goes the T10. Centurion's next. He's in a very bad position now. It was good when he actually had the advantage and the support of the T10, but now it's just the Renegade he's facing. But the Renegade is a particularly strong tank. Oh, he's got support of a Lurver. But of course the Renegade's also got Wazwulf helping him from afar. But not early enough to get that, stop that Lurver taking him out. He fires a snapshot in, hits the Centurion for 414, a good hit. But sadly now they are down one tank and there's nobody to stop the enemy coming in from that direction. So Wazwulf's having to go defensive and pull in behind these bushes. It's too late for him to retreat to the hill in the K-row, so he's having to stay in this position behind the bushes and try and take on the enemy tanks as they come closer to the cap. He's lined up the shot where he thinks the Centurion is, and he's fired a blind shot in. There's the Centurion. You see, he actually got that wrong because he anticipated the Centurion would stay with the Lurver, and he didn't. Now, the Centurion appears to be firing in this direction, but I think he's blind firing. Oh, no, he's not. He did see, and that's why Wazwulf was actually partially exposed, and his sixth sense didn't tell him that he was in plain sight of that Centurion. And there is an enemy Arty, and he's more than likely going to help that Centurion by firing a round in at Wazwulf. So he needs to motor out of this position quickly. If he can get a shot on that Centurion first, that would help. Oh, no, he didn't. It fell short. We've lost the Progetto as well. He's pulling back behind the rock. Trouble is, the Centurion knows he's here. The Scorpion kills the Centurion. And now we're back to even scores on the kills. Okay, it looks like that Lurver is in a bit of trouble now because he's facing 3 opponents. And Wazwulf's decided to aim over on the other side of the battlefield, where he spots a Progetto 46, the tier 8 Italian medium. Oh, kill shot! That's his 4th kill now. He managed to get a shot onto that that Progetto. Even if it landed near him was enough, because he lacked hit points. He'd been badly damaged, mauled you might say. And we've got an EBR in that area, so he might be able to find out where the T92 and the Scorpion are. And then after that, there's only their enemy Arty, the M53, M55 on their team. And I think we can take a guess where he is. Probably in grid square A0. But he hasn't fired at Wazwulf, which is surprising, because the moment Wazwulf was seen, he should have opened fire immediately. Okay, we've got the Scorpion in sight, rounds out, long flight time. It kills the Scorpion, and the enemy Arty wasn't where I thought he would be. He's actually motored, but there he's gone, and that just leaves the T92 left on the enemy team. Now he's having a go at our Batchat 12 ton. Of course, he's single shot, whereas the Batchat 12 ton is an autoloader, and I think he was loading at the time, and that's why they didn't get him. And oh, Wazwulf fires around him, but it's too late because the enemy has been killed and they've got a victory. So that was the first game. Let's have a look at the second one. The second replay is on Fjords, and this time round it's ProvoBob in the M55. Game started. Well, ProvoBob's got 1 mark of excellence on his barrel, so he has been playing the M53, M55 for quite some time, and he's getting ready for some action. His reload time is down to 32.3 seconds. He's using premium consumables, probably got a rammer and a good crew. And let's see where he takes the Arty. Well, he's actually decided to go down near the river, but not in the usual position across the river. He's actually decided to take this bank, and he's going to try and shoot at the enemy tanks going out to the South Pass. First enemy tank that comes into sight is a Bisonte C45, the new premium Italian auto reloader heavy. Fires a snapshot in there trying to get the guy. He did get it close, he got some stun, but the Bisonte cured the stun with his first aid kit straight away. Just picked up a little bit of stun assist. Now he's reloading, and the enemy tanks probably will come into sight very shortly. Our IS-3 is at the southern pass, and he's being backed up by an E-75. And the first enemy tank we see down there is an IS-22. Rounds out. Oh yes, he gets a hit. In fact, it was a splash next to the IS-22 for 243 hit points. He stunned him, and it looks like he can probably get a shot on that IS-6 as well. The trouble with shooting all the way down here from this position is that the mountains get in the way, the rocks, and so chances are you might get a shot which lands on an obstruction. You can see he's got a red line at the moment, and that indicates there's some obstruction in the way. He's got a green line, so he fires, and unfortunately it does hit the rock face. Yeah, I'm afraid this position is not very good for shooting all the way down there. The best way to get around this, if you're shooting to the southern pass, is actually to move into this gully here, or to go round the corner, which is very dangerous actually, to go round the corner and shoot from the far angle, which means you'd be shooting down from grid square A6 onto the southern pass. Now he's got a good lineup, and now he can get good hits on those enemy tanks. He's lining the first shot up for the IS-6. Direct hit. 375. That house is getting in the way for the 50 TP, the ISM and the Progetto. He might be able to get shots on them if he moves around the corner, but the problem is the enemy tanks are fairly close, and he doesn't want them to find out where he is. Okay, can hit the Progetto now, but he's lost sight of them. Let's see who he goes for. Hasn't really got a good shot, the 50 TP or the ISM. Ah, the IS-22 has come to sight again, so he's dialed in, rams out. Direct hit! 410 hit points this time. Now, I don't think the enemy is actually willing to come around the corner from the eastern pass, mainly because not only that Scorpions there blocking them, but there's a large number of tanks facing them directly, and if they come around the corner they're going to get hammered, so I think he is safe for the moment to shoot from this position. He's almost ready to go again. Looks like it's going to be the IS-22 again. Rounds out. Another direct hit. 513 hit points. Oh, well, it says it was close, so presumably that means it landed behind him, but it was a huge hit. 513 hit points, so I guess the shell must have landed directly behind him and damaged his engine area. He's still there, but not for long. He's only got 70 hit points left, and ProvoBob's about to shoot. Rounds out. Here we go. Yes, he got the kill. And he stunned the VK7501K at the same time, so he's picking up stun assist. In fact, that VK just took a hammering from numerous tanks. So he's picked up almost, well, 730 hit points of stun assist off that VK. He's going to launch the shell in and see if he can stun the ISM. Rounds out. He does. Splashes him as well. But I suspect he actually stunned his own teammates there as well in the process. Got a much better target to shoot at now, the 50 TP. Almost ready. Here we go. The 50 TP just killed our 252U, so let's put that... Oh! And the round hits the hill. When you've got a reticule which is half occluded, half hidden, that's normally an indication that the obstruction is very, very close to the edge, and it's a 50-50 chance if you get it over the rise. It's normally based on RNG, and unfortunately sometimes it just doesn't work out well. He might be able to get that shot on the IS-6. It's a difficult shot. The rock's in the way. Better to go for the 50 TP. He'll more than likely hit that guy. Rounds out again. Splashed him for 122. It went long this time. There are 2 tanks down on the enemy. No. Well, no, yes, they are still 2 tanks down. The enemy's just killed our Lurber. In fact, it was their Arty who killed our Lurber as well. Only 1 Arty either side on this game. Rounds out. And splashes the IS-6 for 271. Unfortunately, our E75 is very low on hit points, almost as much as the IS-6, and well, it's a question as which one's going to survive. The enemy is now pushing around the corner, so ProvoBob needs to think about moving. He's definitely considering. In fact, he can see that the Basante's coming up. Trying to move south. He fires a quick round into the pass and hits 2 enemy tanks in the process there. The IS-6 and the 7501. And the IS-6 is gone, so he's picked up some more stun assist. 2.2k of actual damage so far, 1.4k of stun assist. And look at that, got 2 tanks together. If only he had a round to fire just now. Go for it. Take them. Rounds out. Yes, it hit one of them. I think it hit the ISU 152K. It certainly was a direct hit. The Scorpion's telling him to pull back now because he's just a little too close to the enemy, and the Scorpion's making a run for it. I think he realises he can't hold the enemy tanks back any further. We've still got a large number of tanks to our left, and they should be able to stop the enemy from progressing. But the enemy is pushing round our south, on the south pass, and well, they just lost their 7501K. So ProvoBob's going into the dip, and from the dip he should be able to hit both sides if the enemy does come around the corner from the eastern pass. Oh, and the ISU 152K is just gone. That means the south pass is now ours, but a Borsig has appeared in the middle pass, so the 274A is coming back, and ProvoBob's decided he's not in a position to help at the moment, so he has to move. Okay, can he get a shot from this angle? Probably. He needs sight of the enemy though to do it. The 274A is in a very defensive position. Okay, the Borsig actually pulled away and went back into the village, and ProvoBob managed to get a round on him for 169. They've 1 tank up on the enemy at the moment. Okay, he's decided to go to this very far position, which is quite risky because I've tried this position quite a few times. Although it does allow you to get shots on the eastern pass, the problem is that it's so exposed. If anyone comes up from the south, then you can get taken out. But there's no enemy in the south of the map at the moment, apart from that Borsig. Okay, where is the enemy? They kind of run away. Oh, there's the Wizzy 1201 GFT. And rounds out, oh, a bit late, but he still managed to wing him for 201 hit points. And I think he's about to meet the Scorpion, and that guy probably won't like that. And we've got an AMX CDA 105 nearby as well. Okay, Pantera's making a run with the Scorpion. Oh, nice hit! 464 from Splash. The enemy team's got the advantage on hit points, but at the moment, I think that's... Oh, there goes the Pantera. The Wizzy 120's next. Unfortunately, the Borsig is unloaded, so he couldn't fire back. The CDA meant to actually do something, but the Wizzy 120's pulled back into that gully. Rounds out. Oh, it hit the lip of the gully. Enemy Borsig in the south, or in the middle of the map, actually. He's just got hit by the VK. He's going for the Waffenträger. Not loaded, not yet. If that guy can, if they can hold him off just a little while, ProvoBob will get the kill. Almost loaded. Rounds out straight away, and no, he just stunned the Waffenträger. And there goes the Waffenträger, but we lose both of our defenders, the Borsig and the CDA. And it was the Wizzy 1201 GFT who got that kill on the Borsig. So there's only one enemy tank left. It's that Wizzy 1201 GFT. Now, which way is he going to go? There he is. Okay, can he get a shot? Yes. Lines it up. Rounds out. Yes! That's the kill that wins the game with a 2-minute siren just coming in. So another victory. So let's have a look at the third battle in our list. The last of our replays features Goliath Killer 1 in the M55 on the east spawn of Studzianki. Game started. Now, if you're wondering why the reload is so long, again, I mentioned it's 2-part ammunition on the M55. I may have mentioned that in the past. It's got a reload of 33.7 seconds for Goliath Killer, but he's not using premium consumables, so he could improve that. Instead, he's opted to use the 100 gasoline, 100 octane, which increases the speed of the vehicle up to 56 kilometers an hour. Okay, he's ready to shoot. If the reload time isn't that particularly long for the actual for the game Arty, but when you consider that the real Arty, oh, he's got his first kill. He just took out the T54 in the south. T54 lightweight. Yes, the real 203mm M55 actually only fired one round every 2 minutes because the shell was so big. They actually had to use two loaders, a crane or sort of jig to actually lift the shell into the breech, and then the powder was in a separate charge. A lovely direct hit there on the lurber. This is a bit of an open position for him, but he seems to be making it work. The concern really is that the enemy tank, the T49, which is in the northern wood, if he does spot the live killer, then he's probably going to be on the receiving end of an artillery round from his opposite number. Okay, it's loaded. And there's the T49. He is getting close. He's decided to fire at that guy instead. Mark the target, lines him up, and Rounds out. Direct hit. Oh, he got a fire. He got a fire, but he used his fire extinguisher, and he is getting close, but he gets taken out by our tortoise. And I think this means that Goliath Killer can go back to his former firing position. Yeah, these there wasn't a lot of space in the cab of this Arty. They can only carry 10 203mm shells, and if it was using the 155mm gun, they could only carry 20 of those in total. So it had to have other vehicles to carry around all the spare ammunition. Now, one of the good things about the M55 is the turret can turn 30 degrees either side of the centre line, but as you've seen so far in this game, sometimes the Arty does have to turn outside its arc, and that means you have to wait for the Arty to dial in. It's the same with the real M55. They actually did have to re-dig the thing in, dig out the blade at the rear, the tractor blade, which is used to distribute the recoil. They had to dig it out and re-dig it in again to fire. Okay, a guard's made it to the just shy of the North Wood, hiding behind the rock. He's dialing in, rounds out. It went long, but the guard is taking damage, and he did stun him, so he's getting stun assist, and the guard's gone, so he's safe again. Yeah, I think he's going to go north of the river and hide in that little wood area. It's quite a good firing position over there, but it is, of course, once the enemy actually have the northern wood, you can't retreat from this position, because if you do, you'll get spotted straight away. Rounds out the Carnarvon. Oh, it landed just behind him, but it didn't do any damage, I'm afraid. But he must have realised, oh, I was lucky there. Now, one of the good things about playing this Arty is that even if you line up the Arty so you can shoot at the enemy tanks near the factory or in the North Wood, you can sometimes still get shots on the enemy tanks down the south. And he's aiming at the moment for the ditch to try and hit an M46 pattern. Lost sight of him. There he is. Rounds out. Here we go. Yes. Bit of splash. 220. He's up to 1.6k of damage already. There's some choice language going on in chat. I don't know if you've seen it, but I think some fairly angry people. Probably angry that they got taken out of the game. The T-54 lightweight wasn't a happy bunny. Well, this time round he got around near the Carnarvon. He splashed him for 432. I can see why that T-54 lightweight was upset, because he is quite a good player. He's got a 53% win rate, and unfortunately he did sort of get let down by the pattern on his team. This is down in the south of the map, by the way. Going for the Carnarvon again, and he killed him this time. Blind shot kill. So that's the second kill now for Goliath Killer. Of course, the first one was that T-54 lightweight right at the start of the game. Okay, Progetto. Oh, he was almost about to get a chance to shoot on that guy, but instead he's going to go for the M46 pattern, but too late. The guy has been taken out. Now, M46 pattern was the one that did it, so I suppose he's doing that to make amends for losing his teammate in the T-54 lightweight. Actually, I've got it wrong. It was the... Oh, round out in this SG-130PM. Unfortunately, he didn't get that one because he was killed by the IS-32. There's only 3 enemy tanks left. I got it wrong actually. The T-54 lightweight was on the enemy team, the good one. The one on our team hasn't got any figures, so we don't know how good he was. But I can see why he was upset. Going for the Striv S1. One of only 2 left on the enemy team. Grabs out straight away. And a direct hit. No explosion, so he definitely hit him. And Goliath Killer's moving now to get close. There's only 1 enemy left, the Striv. He knows he hit him. And oh, he got loads of stun assists just there and they killed him. So that is the end of the game. And it's a victory yet again. So 3 victories in a row. Let's have a look at the end of battle stats for all 3 battles. And here's the end of battle results. And in the first game with Wazwulf, he managed to get a first class tanker in his M55, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He managed to get 24. A fighter badge for getting at least 4 kills. He managed to get 5. And he also got a Gauze medal for doing more damage than 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle, as well as a high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game overall. And I think a lot of that came from the fact that he was hitting those tanks with multiple shots, multiple hits at the same time. Really did help. If we look at the team score, we can see that he managed to get 4,560 hit points of damage. Easily got the high caliber because he was the only one over 4,000. The next high scorer being the T10 on the enemy team with 3,479, followed by the Scorpion on his own team with 3,478. So only 1 hit point in those 2. When it came to kills, again, he got the highest number of kills with 5. 3 kills went to the Lurva on the enemy team. 2 kills went to the Barask and the Scorpion on his own team, as well as the T10 and Centurion on the enemy team. And when it came to base XP, it was actually the EBR who did the best with 1,090. He only beat Wazwulf by 6 experience points. He got 1,084 and 990 went to the Scorpion. I think the EBR did some spotting, which actually earned him that extra. 1,649 spotting, and I think when it came to Wazwulf, yes, he had stun assist on his, so that's why his is so high as well. Let's have a look at detail. 14 shots fired, 6 direct hits, 1 penetration and 17 splash. Damage of 4,560 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. It did receive a hit. It was from that Centurion because, of course, he was spotted. He wasn't hiding behind the bush at the time, and consequently the guy was able to get around into him. But thankfully, the enemy Arty was so inexperienced, he didn't fire at Wazwulf, and he should have, and he would have probably got a kill if he had. But thankfully he didn't, and as a consequence, Wazwulf survived and did get more damage on the enemy. 9 enemy vehicles were damaged, 5 were killed, and he caused 13 stuns. On a premium count, he earned 32,615 credits in that game, got 7,000... after repair and ammunition resupply, took away a loss of 2,845 credits. Showing no stun assist actually on those some of those shots, which is very unusual. So he didn't get any stun assists. It was just the sheer fact he did a large amount of damage on the enemy. He also earned 1,084 XP, got ×2 for the first victory, and took away 3,252 experience points altogether. Rather curious that. I thought for a second he actually had stun assist, but he didn't. In this case, he actually he just did damage to all the enemies he saw. So a really good game there by Wazwulf. Gauze medal, high caliber, epic medal, and a battle hero medal. But no ace tanker, I'm afraid. But let's have a look at the second battle. And if you remember, that's the one on Fjords with ProvoBob, and he got an ace tanker in that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 20. A Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points of his own vehicle. And he got a Confederate medal as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. His win rate from the game was 5,144, which is Super Unicum standard. So let's have a look at team score. He didn't get as much damage as we saw for Wazwulf. He got 4,000 hit points of damage in this one. And the next high scorer was 50 TP on the enemy team with 3,389, followed by their M53, M55, who did 2,506. When it came to kills, well, it was the Object 274A and the Borsig on his team who did 4 kills apiece. 2 kills for ProvoBob and for the Progetto 46 on his own team. Also for the Pantera, the Borsig and the Waffenträger auf Panzer IV on the enemy team. When it came to base XP, it was ProvoBob who did the most, 1,193 to him, and I think that's because he did get stun assist in this game. 1,010 went to the Object 274A, and those were the only two who managed to get over 1,000, with the AMX CDA 105 getting 972, so he was fairly close behind, as well as the E75 961. He fired 19 rounds in this game, got 3 direct hits, no penetrations but 20 splash, damage of 4,000 hit points exactly. 10 enemy vehicles were damaged, 2 were killed, and 2,039 hit points of stun assist off 18 stuns. And I think that's what actually gave him the ace tanker. 58,314 credits on a premium count, and after ammunition, resupply and consumables, he actually only made 2,784 credits profit. 1,789 XP times 2 for the first victory took away 3,579 experience points altogether. So a nice little ace tanker game there for ProvoBob. Less damage than Wazwulf, but he managed to get some stun assist out of it as well, and that's why he's ended up with an ace tanker. Let's have a look at the third battle, the last one, with Goliath Killer 1. Well, he also managed to get a first-class tanker, the same as Wazwulf. He also got a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 13. And in this one, he managed to get a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else on his team. If we look at team score, we can see he didn't get the highest damage in this team. The highest damage actually overall went to the E75 with 3,056 hit points, followed by the Tortoise with 3,039. Wazwulf, well, Wazwulf for Goliath Killer 1 actually picked up the 4th highest damage because he was just behind the Strib 1030 on the enemy team with 2,961. He picked up 2,556. When it came to kills, it was the Tortoise, got 4 kills, 3 kills to the E75, and then we got 2 kills for Goliath Killer and the IS-32. And the only person on the enemy team managed to get more than 1 kill was their IS-32. When it came to base XP, it's the Tortoise that did the best with 1,131, then came the Progetto with 1,002, and Goliath Killer was very close behind with 983, so not much in it at the top end of the table. When it came to detail, he fired 10 rounds, much less than the other two. 2 direct hits, no penetrations but 12 splash, damage of 2,556 hit points, all of it done at more than 300 meters, so a lot less damage, but he still managed to get a first class tanker because of course all this stun assist. He damaged 8 of the enemy, killed 2, did 2,188 hit points of stun assist off 8 stuns. On a free-to-play account, he earned 31,870 credits, and after ammunition resupply took away 13,170 credits profit. He got 983 base XP, same again from personal missions payout, and took away 1,966 experience points altogether. So 3 very interesting battles, very well played by all 3 concerned, and some early kills which actually sort of like laid down the ground about who was going to dominate the game. And, well, it's a pity that Goliath Killer and Wazwulf didn't get ace tankers, but I think it was all in the end down to the stun assist in the end. Stun assist helped Goliath Killer bump his XP up, and certainly in ProvoBob's case, it helped give him the ace tanker. And Wazwulf, well, he did a huge amount of damage. He should have had an ace tanker. Well, the only reason he didn't get it was because there was no stun assist in there, and I thought he'd actually earn huge amounts of stun assist, but it looks like his teammates just weren't shooting at the enemy tanks once they were stunned. So instead he had to rely on the damage. So I hope you enjoyed those replays. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave some comments down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.